Hi, this is Rinku from Rinku's Cuisine. Today we're going to be making Aloo Sabzi. These are the ingredients that you're going to be needing. We have about 8 Idaho small potatoes. We're going to be using about 3 yellow onions, about 7 tomatoes. They're about the smaller size, so you can use about 3 of the normal size tomatoes. Some cumin seeds, some cilantro, that's going to be cut up into smaller pieces. We're going to be using about 5 serrano chili peppers and about 1 inch of the ginger root. And we're going to be using these spices here, which is just garam masala, turmeric, and salt. And the garam masala you can get from any Indian store. So these are the ingredients and just some water you have on the side, and let's get started. Alright, well the first thing that we're going to be doing while we make the curry is we're going to put some water to boil and put in our potatoes, and we're going to boil them for about, I would say about 10 minutes until they're semi-soft, not completely soft. So just put them in and we'll cover them. Alright, the first thing that we're going to be doing is just adding about 2 tablespoons of oil to the pan. I'm letting it warm up. Once it's nice and warm, we're going to add our cumin in. I'm using about 2 teaspoons of cumin at this point. Let it brown just slightly and on medium heat. Once it's sufficiently brown, we're going to add our 1 inch of ginger root. That's been cut up into small pieces. Just mix this around for a couple of minutes. This is about 2 or 3 medium-sized onions. And we're going to just set this to cook for about 2 or 3 minutes until they get a little bit translucent and brown. Once the onions get a little bit on the brown side, we can add our serrano chili peppers. And then just mix these in. And if it starts to stick a little bit on the bottom, we can add just a little bit of water to it. So my potatoes now have been boiling for about 7 minutes or so. And how I test to just make sure that they're done or not is I'll just take a regular knife and just put your knife right through the potato. And sometimes you can feel a little resistance initially, and then it starts to become a little bit more softer. When it comes to the point where you can easily glide your knife through it, that's the point we want to start to take it out. And usually that's about the 10-minute mark. So we're just going to drain these potatoes out. And let those sit for just a little while to make sure that you don't burn yourself when you're about to peel them. Another thing you can do is you can put a little bit of cold water over them and make sure that it cools down before you start to handle them. Alright, after cooking these for about 5 minutes, this should almost be done. We're just going to be adding our tomatoes here. Mix these around. And we can saute these for about 5 more minutes. Once you've let the tomatoes saute for about 2-3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and put in the cilantro now. Not very much, and that's really according to taste also, so just feel free to put as much or as little as you want. And we're also going to be putting in our spices now. Let's start off with the salt. We're going to put about a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of turmeric, and about 2 tablespoons of garam masala. And then we're just going to mix this all around. Just saute this for about 5 more minutes. Let the flavors blend together. And then we're just going to put the potatoes in. We're going to go ahead now and cut this sideways. And this is what the inside of the potato should look like, semi-done. And then we're just going to peel off the skin off of all of them. Once you've peeled the potatoes, you can cut them up into small cube type slices like this. And then we're just going to be introducing the potatoes into our curry. Your curry at this point should look something like this, having let it simmer for 3 or 4 extra minutes after you've added the potatoes. You can add a little bit of tomato paste if you want to, just to add some thickness, or you could leave it as is. And then we're just gonna add our potato to the mixture, and then just mix it all up. It does look a little bit on the dry side, and we're gonna be adding water. You can eat it as is. I like to add a little bit of water just so that we can get some of the potatoes to melt, and then add a little bit of thickness. So that's what it semi should look like. I'm gonna add our 2 cups of water, and we'll just mix this in. All that's going to do is just make a little bit of curry for you to eat. So now we're just going to cover it and let it sit for about 5 minutes on medium heat. This is what the completed dish will look like. We'll just go ahead and put some into a bowl here, and then garnish with just a little bit of cilantro, and there's your completed dish. And the easiest way to serve this is just with some puris, and we'll show you how to make those next time.